Greetings and salutations, this is Jason Silverain. Today, once again, I'm doing something a little different. Taking a look at Pokemon trading cards online. I've been getting into it due to my friends, and I must admit I've played the offline version quite a bit, but I've not played the online too much. Though, with that said, I've picked up a few decks along the way. And of the most recent one, I've got Mewtwo Mayhem of the Evolution series. Now, the Evolution series seems to be picking up old school cards, and you can sort of tell from the artwork. And it's sort of trying to bring them up to, modern decks. But I'll be honest, Mewtwo Mayhem, it's a waste. It's just, for the most part, don't bother. I'm going to go through the deck itself and just tell you why it's just not a great deck. I mean, you've got the deck box, the card sleeves aren't anything special. I mean, the coin's alright, the pink Chansey coin. But first we'll start with, I'll just go through in order. The Machop and the Machoke, not great. I mean, 2 power for a 2 coin flip, potentially 40 damage. There's plenty of Pokemon out there that can do pretty much the same, and 70 health is nice for a basic Pokemon, especially for a 3-stage evolution, but again, not much staying power. It's just a bit and the high retreat cost as well. The Machoke's not much better, practically no extra health. The Karate Chop starts at 60, and then you start minusing damage the more damage you take, which you're bound to do most of the time, even if you get it on the bench. I mean, if you do submission, for example, you start taking damage. And it just is bad. 80 is very nice, but the fact it does 20 damage to itself, I mean, if that was plus 10 damage for every damage count on this Pokemon, it would be brilliant. It would be actually worth using. But the old style art is nothing to really smile about. It's just a bit Unfortunately, but I was around when these cards first came out, and even then I thought the art style was a bit rubbish. Unfortunately, back when Pokemon was first released, it was still getting its feet, really, its designs. Now, the Mewtwo, kind of the card, the card deck namer. Again, 130 HP, that's quite nice. A lot of heavy hitters are sort of 120 usually. Basic Pokemon, so no faffing around, it can go straight out there. But again, I found it to be mostly ineffectual. Psychic is nice and cheap. 20 damage for each energy attached to the opponent's Pokemon. But even with an opponent's Pokemon that requires 4 energy to do a move, when they need that much energy to do their moves, and you're doing maybe 80 to 100 damage to them, if they need 3 or 4 energy, usually Pokemon requiring that have over 100 HP, and you'll have to do 2 attacks to take it out anyway, and you'll usually take 2 attacks in the process. Barrier's a nice one, which goes this turn you're guaranteed not to get hit, but you can't use it consecutively. And again, I found it tactically not to be great. A lot of the time I'm lacking offense power. And that's a big problem with this deck, is there's only one real Pokemon in it that can do any damage. Yeah, so you get 2 Mewtwo's, which is fair enough. Sandshrew doesn't really have much point in the deck. Sand Attack's alright, it's sort of the equivalent of agility. You do a tiny bit of damage, and then your opponent flips a coin, maybe they can't hit you. So it's a good staller. 60 HP is alright, so I won't say it's terrible. Coughing's be quite nice, but it doesn't have an evolution in this deck. Not to my knowledge anyway, I might find it as I go along. It's never come out in play. But yes, Foul Gas, I really want to like that, because it's like, ooh, poisoned or confused, that's all nice, and it does damage, so again, that's a nice card if you want to make your own deck. So you've only got 2 of those, so I really should be doing this view. No, wait a sec. Oh, I guess that's shiny and that's not. I was wondering why the Mewtwo's weren't stacked, so yeah, you get 2 of each. This deck seems to have a lot of Pokemon. It's also very low on energy, or it feels like it. So, Nidoran, double stab. Flip 2 coins, does 10 damage times the number of heads. 1 retreat cost, weakness to Psychic. Nah, it's what you get from a basic throw-out Pokemon. However, then you got 4 of them, which is nice, because then you have Nidorino, which is Horn Attack, nice and cheap. Fury Attack can do up to 90 damage. It's all chance, but again, I sort of like that. My issue with this deck, though, is I've always had terrible, terrible luck with the coins. I've lost 3 matches in a row because I could not get a single head in the whole match. And now I know someone's going to make a joke about me about not being able to get head. Yeah, the real king of this deck, screw Mewtwo, is this chap, Nidoking. And yeah, the artwork could be better, but I do like it. I do actually like the old school Nidoking. Rumble is good to stop one of those annoying bounce Pokemon, so it can't retreat. However, Tail Swing is your bread and butter. It's only 3 energy to use. Only 2 of them have to be psychic. So, you know, you've got a bit of variation, but it does 20 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. My 2 times I have won with this deck, I wiped out an entire bench with Tail Swing. I just got the ball rolling, and I was just demolishing him. It was brilliant. The other time I won, the opponent left because they got bored because I was stalling for so long. So yes, Nidoking is the only heavy hitter in this deck that's worth a damn. Onyx is an alright staller. Harden is pretty decent, reduces damage by 60 or less. Rock Throw's nice. 100 HP is okay. Retreat, does that retreat cost though? It's so high. I just found I would most of the time just sit back and spam Harden whilst I was trying to set everything up and pray for the Nidoking to come out. And that's how the other. But yeah, again, 2 of those in the deck. You've got a Hitmonchan, who's all right. It's like, again, he feels a bit middling. 90 HP. It would be nice if you had 100. Even then, it'd be pushing it a bit. Jab's not bad for a 1 energy move, and Special Punch, okay. But I don't know. I've just never found him too useful. Again, the Drowsy, pretty rubbish. There's other Pokemon out there that can do Confuse Ray with only 1 energy and a lot better. The fact it doesn't damage is very nice, but it's, again, with the lack of energy in this deck, or, I don't know, I feel like there's so many Pokemon, but not enough energy to go around. That's because if any of it's in prize cards, you are stuck. Diglett with Submerge is quite nice, protecting it from on the bench. Also, Dig Through is quite nice, but again, it's got such low HP, you won't really be able to take much advantage of Dig Through, and it doesn't do any damage to the actual active Pokemon. Moving on to Dugtrio, Earthquake does a lot of damage, but it damages your bench, so it's a Zapdos of this deck. But if a bit worse. And Slash is okay. I mean, if you've got nothing else out there, Dugtrio can turn the match around for you. And then you've got lots of Ghastly. Again, which are the main throwaway Pokemon, and they're that hideous, like the Dugtrio and Diglett. The absolutely hideous 3D models. Now, Little Grudge I've sort of used once or twice. Nightmare's not bad. And it has resistance to fighting. That's, I should point out, is another issue with this deck. Practically no Pokemon have resistances. Haunter, on the other hand, I really wanted him to be useful, but the fact Dream Eater requires your opponent to be asleep to actually do anything makes him very luck-based. Say you put a Pokemon to sleep on your own turn. End of your go, they flip a coin. You got to pray it's not heads. Then the opponent has their go. You've got to hope they don't have anything that can wake their Pokemon up, and they again don't flip heads. So you've got to do at least two coin flips before you even get an attack that can do any damage. And I could not get a single Dream Meteor off. And that was 7 turns in a row, because I was trying to take down a Pokemon that was doing 10 damage a round. Then you've got your old school Potion, very simple, 30 HP back, nothing to complain at. You've got 2 Professor's Letters, always nice and tactical. Then you've got the Switch, they're always handy. Not so much in this deck, they have come in useful a few times, but not too often. I'd rather have an Escape Rope, to be honest. Great Ball, I've never been keen on Great Balls. Again, there's better find a Pokemon thing in your deck, but they're handy. At least they don't require you to discard cards. Energy Retrieval is very nice, That saved me. And honestly, I'd rather have 2 of those and only 1 switch. Pokeballs! Yeah. Rubbish. Again, this deck requires a lot of coin flips to be in your favour. Then, one of the new supporter cards thrown in there just to try and give it some balance. Draw 3 cards. 2 of those. Search your deck for basic Pokemon. Again, not bad. And the old Professor Oak's hint. Well, it used to be called Professor Oak before, but now it's draw 7 cards until you... Sorry, draw cards until you have 7 in your hand, and then your turn ends. I've used that a few times when I've had terrible, terrible luck on the draw, but you can see I've only got 9 of each type of energy, which is not very much. I'd rather drop a few of these Pokemon and get 12 of each, because I don't know about you, but I find myself very energy starved. I mean, a lot of these have cheap moves, but because not all of them have such low HP, you will just find a lot of your Pokemon knocked out. And I'll just show you, for example, if I win this, I'll be damn amazed. But let's have a go. Now, I will say I'm probably intermediate player. I'm not really a veteran. I'm not amazing. Mental Might. Technically, this could be one of the best ones for Mewtwo. Because if you get a new player who just keeps piling the energy onto Gallade, you know, you can do quite a lot of damage. So, I think I'm going to start with the Ghastly and just keep using Little Grudge for now. Ugh, I just don't like them at shop at all. I really don't. I'll put him on the bench just in case, but I don't intend to be using him. Oh, nice. Great. You know, this might be worth going for Nightmare. You can review what Haunted needed now. I can't remember if it needs 2 Psychic Energy. I think it does, unfortunately. No, I might just win by fluke. Oh, man, I wish I hadn't put the bloody Machop out now. You know, so we're going to go for yeah. Go. That's my waste of a letter, really. Now I'm filling up my bench far more than I would usually like to. I can't actually attack. Okay, so I'm just gonna go done. No point using Little Grudge. No reason not to, but no point doing it either. Unless he's gonna actually waste his energy and retreat. Oh wow, he's racing up the evolutions already. Oh! Oh! They're all his prize cards! That poor sod, the waste of the Evo Soda! I feel honestly quite bad for him now. Okay, that Ghastly and Drowsy are just staying in my hand for now. They are not coming out at all. So wow, I might actually be able to win with this deck, just due to absolute misfortune on my opponent's behalf there. Oh! Why did the Evo Soda work? Oh, thanks. You know what, I might as well get that charged up for submission. Or I could try. Could put one of the Fighting Energy on there. Nidoran and sort of get ready for Nidoking. But again, I've waited I've had a Nidoking in my hand and waited a whole match for a Nidoran. And it's just relying on that one Pokemon in your deck does not help you. You need to kind of be adaptable. Man, I need Haunter. I'll have that sort of ready to go. Oh well, it doesn't hurt me. I just don't really want him to trade out. I don't want him to retreat. I want him to keep drawing 2 cards because it helps me as well. Why is he just throwing all his rolls on the... I mean, I couldn't understand putting 2 out there. They're not all 3. Okay. This has been a relatively tame match. Normally I'm getting stomped on by now. I'm not looking forward when this gets going though. Double Slap's probably going to take Ghastly apart in a single round. This is the problem. I take him out. He instantly attacks me. And I don't get the chance to use Little Grudge. If that was an ability, not a move, that would be much, much better. But as it's a move, it's just not useful. See if we get the Pokeball. No! Every time! Ah. You know what? I'm gonna go build up the Onix. I just don't like them. Useless Pokemon. Alright. Oh no, what am I doing? I'm an idiot. I should have used the swap or the switch to switch out to Onix and let Onix do the kill. Oh wait, what? You could kill me. But yeah, I think Nightmare is actually more reliable than Flaming Dream Eater. I think the best thing to do with that is just to keep using Nightmare, and then only evolve into Haunter when you're guaranteed to get that hit when they're asleep. Once you're Haunter, you're relying completely on luck, and you just can't do any damage. So he's taking his time. I was expecting him to give up for a second there. Oh, here we go. And this is when the deck works. This is one of the very, very few instances everything has gone my way. And why did you take... Oh, it's only basic Pokemon that take damage. I would not have thrown the Miltank out there. It's going to die regardless. Unless he's got that Gallade. At which point my Nidoking is going to be very unhappy. Too much energy on there. Oh, force me to trade out, eh? The Onix. So, if he does get Gallade out, that's, is it 20 for every hit? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Ooh, God. It's not good. Oh, I better put some fighting energy somewhere, maybe. Really need to consider a backup. I'm hoping for Hitmon Champ. No, Hitmon Champ? Hitmonchan! Ugh. Or Mewtwo maybe. Mewtwo would be brilliant actually. Mewtwo is this is the one deck when someone does this that he can counter. Actually really getting into it now because I've actually got a damn chance of winning! Oh, so if I end up losing this, this is an example of how, even when everything is in my way, I can't get it. But yeah, I'm probably going to use Switch to be sneaky and throw out Nido King again. Or maybe not, because that would be pointless now. I say that, I can one-hit those. So. Yeah, let's get Nido King out there. Rather than waste a few turns with Onyx. Would be nice to get another hit on that though. Yeah, I made that mistake as well. I forgot that wasn't a second stage evolution. It's the third evolution in the chain. That's the second stage. Alright, we have Mewtwo. Get that Psychic Engine there. And that's a slight problem with this. Oh, Psychic does not need... It's only Barrier that needs a double Psychic. So yeah, the Psychic attack itself, if I need to, I can chuck a Fighting Energy on there. Now... There we go. I don't like having a hand this big. Makes me nervous about those cards that make you discard your whole hand. Ooh. Tempted to throw Diglett out there. But yes, this has just been incredibly unfortunate for my opponent. Damn! You can tell he wants that to be Gallade. He's just telegraphing all their moves. Ooh, no, wrong Pokemon. And there's the Haunter. Now, he could pull this back. I will not be able to take a single hit from a Gallade because of that 2x weakness. Wait, what? Oh. Has he got the Gallade? Did you just click the wrong one, mate? Or is he just that desperate for to find it? You know, just in case. Let's see if I can get Dugtrio out. Ah, excellent. I'll keep that Haunter in my hand for now. Oh, I forgot they have weakness to Psychic. Unfortunate, mate. Well, that was the deck at its best. As much as I've been trashing on it, that's only the third win out of 10 games. So, it really relies on a really good hand at the start, a lot of luck with your coin flips, and the fact that your opponent, if they get anything that does a decent amount of damage, a lot of your basic Pokemon will just go down in single hits and you will not have time to get any build up. Now I hope this has given you a bit of insight into Mewtwo Mayhem, and I'll see you next video.